Welcome dear students. Today I am going to teach you a chapter of English grammar. The topic is subject verb agreement. Before going to the subject verb agreement, I am going to discuss what is a subject. Subject is a thing on which the sentences are composed, on which the sentences are written. Subject is also the doer of the action, and generally it comes at the beginning of the sentence. Now, what is verb? Verb is a word that states any action, a being, or possession. We have studied in detail about subject and verb in the previous classes. In this class, we will basically study about subject verb agreement. Now, what is subject verb agreement? Subject verb agreement is a rule of English grammar. The rule states that if the verb the verb in a sentence has to agree with the subject. The verb in a sentence has to agree with the subject. That means if the subject is singular, the verb should also be singular, and if the subject is plural, the verb should also be plural. Take an example. Grandfather washes only once a day. So here in this sentence, grandfather is the subject and it is singular, so we have used a singular verb, that is washes. It is very important to note that unlike nouns, verbs follow a different technique. When we add s or es to the verb, it becomes singular, whereas when we add s or es to nouns, they become plural. So children, you must always remember that singular verbs have s or es in them, whereas plural verbs are written barely. They are bare verbs. They are in the root form. Now, for understanding subject verb agreement, there are some rules. The first rule states that when the subject of a sentence is composed of two or more nouns or pronouns joined by and, we use a plural verb. For example, Maya and Meera love to watch plays. Here we can see that the subject is composed of two nouns and they are joined by and, so the subject becomes plural, and that is why we have taken the verb love also plural. Now, the second rule. The second rule states that when a phrase comes between the subject and the verb or helping verb agrees with the subject and not with the noun or the pronoun in the phrase. Take the case of this sentence. Rani, unlike her twin, reads quietly. So here we can see that a phrase has come between the subject and the verb. The subject is Rani and reads is the verb. So we have to decide the verb according to the subject, and the noun in the phrase has nothing to do with the verb. Now, the third rule states that when two singular nouns are joined by or, either, or neither nor, the verb agrees with the subject that is closer to the verb. Take this example. Neither Minnie nor her best friend enjoys going to the zoo. So here we can see that we have to take the verb according to the nearest subject, that is after the neither nor or either or. See in the other example, the dog or the puppies chase butterflies in the garden. So here we can see that the first subject, the dog, is singular, whereas the second subject, the puppies, is plural. So we have decided the verb chase according to the second subject, that is puppies. So this rule states that when two singular nouns are joined by or either or, neither nor, the verb agrees with the subject that is closer to the verb. So collective nouns like family, staff, team are considered singular and take a singular verb. Collective nouns, though they refer to many units, many things, but they are treated as a single unit. So therefore they will, when they are used, so we will use a singular verb. For example, the team celebrates after the match. Team is a singular collective noun, so we will use a singular verb, that is celebrates. Now the fourth rule states that subjects like mathematics and economics take a singular verb. Subjects like mathematics and economics take a singular verb, though they have s written, but we will not be confused because they are taken as singular, and so we will use a singular verb. For example, mathematics is my favorite subject, so we are using after mathematics is. Words like scissors, jeans, trousers, socks take a plural verb. So though scissors, jeans, trousers, they refer to one thing, but they will use a plural verb. They will have a plural verb. Like we will say, my jeans are torn, the scissors are blunt, like that. Okay children, so let's go to the next rule. That rule states that indefinite pronouns like anyone, everyone, someone, nobody take a singular verb. Indefinite pronouns like anyone, everyone, someone, nobody take a singular verb. For example, nobody wants to admit that reusable items are being wasted. So here we see that nobody is used and we have used the singular verb wants. Then in the other example, everyone needs. So here everyone also is taken singular, and so singular verb needs is used. Now someone gives. So we see that these indefinite pronouns take singular verbs. Now uncountable nouns like luggage, baggage and furniture consist of several items, but they take a singular verb. The furniture was delivered last evening. My luggage is missing. So in this way. Now amounts, even if plural, usually take a singular verb. 20,000 rupees is a lot of money. So we see that 20,000 rupees is a big sum of money, but still it is considered as singular, and so it will take a singular verb. Now when we use the simple present, simple past, present continuous or the past continuous in the passive voice, the be verb, the is, am, are, was, were of the tense agrees with the subject of the sentence. So here we get example, the door is painted by Ria. Many liters of wastewater were poured into the sea. So we see that when we use simple present, simple past or present continuous or the past continuous in the passive voice, the be verb of the tense agrees with the subject. For example, the door is painted by Ria. Now the last rule, if we use modal verbs can, could, will, might, won't, they stay the same whether the subject is plural or singular. So it will have no effect if the subject is singular or plural. The students will attend an exhibition tomorrow. If the subject was singular also, then also we would have used will only. The student will attend an exhibition tomorrow. So in this way we do the subject verb agreement. Thanks children for being with me. Hope you have understood the subject verb agreement. Thank you and have a nice day.